All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Ashwini, and we are Marker. This is my first time presenting in front of so many people, and what I can tell you is selling is really hard. And I can't imagine how difficult it would be if I tried to sell something to you that I didn't build. Now, over the course of validating Marker, I have developed a strong respect for B2B sales teams that are selling developer tools. Let me tell you a story. This is Jamie. Jamie is an AE at Databricks. Now, he's never written a line of code in his entire life, but he is phenomenal at building relationships with people and selling products. Now, Jamie has recently met the engineering director at OpenDoor. He feels that there's a strong opportunity to sell Databricks to OpenDoor. So he's been taking really good care of this director of engineering. But the issue is Databricks is a very technical product, and that director of engineering is a very technical person. So even within that first sales call, Jamie and his SE are faced with really technical challenges, really technical problems that director of engineering is asking him to solve. He can't answer those himself. So he's immediately contacting his engineering team to answer those technical questions. Now, as a follow-up, that director of engineering will then ask, can I have a custom demo? Can you show me how Databricks is going to be able to solve these specific developer challenges that I'm facing? Again, Jamie can't do that himself. So he's going to go back to his team and have them build a demo for him. All of this takes time. During this time, the OpenDoor team is actively talking to all of its competition and getting the same answers from them. Lo and behold, when it comes time to make that, oh my gosh, sorry. Were you guys able to hear me? Okay. I was just talking to myself. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. But when it comes time to make that buying decision, the OpenDoor team comes back to Jamie asking him, how do you differentiate yourself in this market? And even then, he can't sufficiently articulate the technical advantages. As a result, he loses that deal. Now, why did Jamie lose that contract? Was it because he wasn't able to build a solid sales relationship? Was it because he didn't follow solid salesman approaches? No, it was because he couldn't articulate the technical advantages of his product, because he's a non-technical person selling to a technical audience, and he failed at multiple checkpoints in the sales cycle, at the time of sale, time of demo, and time of comparison. Now, this is a real problem.
The story you just heard is a near accurate representation of an actual problem that I, as the director of OpenDoor engineering at OpenDoor, experienced, and probably contributed to. Let me read a sales quote from the salesman I chatted with at the Databricks when I told him that we were going with their competitor, Snowflake. I wish you gave us more time to address your concerns. I strongly believe the shortcomings you mentioned are not accurate. Interestingly enough, due to the friction that we had in answering our questions about Databricks, OpenDoor did actually make a few mistakes in their technical evaluation. And after 2 years and many questions, OpenDoor actually deploys both Databricks and Snowflake in their production environment. Databricks was lucky in that OpenDoor was wise enough to reconsider, but many startups don't have this luxury.
It turns out that this is a pretty common problem. In the last 24 hours, we were able to talk to over 10 sales heads at companies selling highly technical dev tools. Each of them has a sales team that is struggling to communicate with their customer about the nuances and their unique needs at the correct time. By solving this problem, we could get their win rate up from 30% to 50%. This would be huge.
That's why we built Marker. Marker is an AI-driven sales tool that allows non-technical sales teams to answer technical questions for their prospect. We help them at the multiple impactful pivotal points in the sales cycle, making sure that they're able to keep their prospects on track and close more deals. Here's an example. Let's go back and think about Jamie. In the situation where he's on that initial call and he's faced with a question that he and his SE cannot answer, he can go ahead and use our knowledge-based chatbot that is trained on Databricks' exact sales enablement documentation and go-to-market documentation. We can make sure that he's able to get a real-time technical answer for the prospect. Now, a little bit further along, when that prospect asks for that tailored demo, we're able to go ahead and provide him with a catered technical demo of Databricks in action for that specific use case that the customer needs demonstrated. And at the final stage of decision-making, we're able to provide a customized landing page showcasing all of the value that Databricks can provide to that specific use case, along with all of the customized demos and question and answer tooling so they can get their final questions answered before signing on that dotted line.
So how do we really do it? It's not just a layer on top of ChatGPT that someone is just putting their information. So we actually can integrate with all their sources. So we are taking the organization's knowledge base, technical documentation, their Zendesk, every information that engineering and sales have gathered together in developing that database. And then it goes into a RAG-based pipeline, which is very, very well curated with our safety engine and customization engine to make sure that we are not giving away any proprietary information from the organization, but still enabling all the customers of that organization to talk to the AI assistant, enabling that sales engineer to have an AI assistant handy. And also we provide a runtime generation engine, which is infrastructure plus generative AI, making a secure environment available for the potential customer to try a sample of the code.
Now, how are we going to take this to market? Our ideal customer is a dev tool organization, so customer selling development tools that are making between 50 and 100 million in ARR. We believe this is the best sweet spot for us to get started because that team has some traction, so they do have a sales team, and they've also spent a good amount of time building up their sales documentation, but they really need that assistance to take that sales team to that next level and bring in more deals. In fact, we've actually spoken to quite a few, and they're willing to partner with us. Now, the value that Marker is able to drive for Jamie is really valuable to his organization. By helping him streamline his operations and making him less reliant on his technical team, he's able to close more deals in quarter and achieve his quota. He's able to reduce his sales cycle, and he's able to increase more trust with his prospects, making them likely to be repeat buyers and warm leads going forward. Now, this is a really interesting growing space. There are some new incumbents in the space who have been able to establish some relatively strong businesses, but their demo technology is lacking. We feel like this is a great opportunity to introduce our AI technology to create these dynamic prototypes and knowledge-based assistance to actually streamline DevOps sales. Now, this is really exciting. As we mentioned earlier, in the last 24 hours, we've already gotten 2 design partners who are really excited to partner with us as we develop out our MVP and eventually become full-time paying customers. We've established a clear need in the market. We see that this is a huge growing market, so we see opportunities for expansion, and this is a unique technical challenge that I'm convinced we are the right team to solve. We are a rockstar team. All 4 of us have personally experienced this pain. We have been those tech leads who are called into those meetings. We've had to walk away and help AEs explain the value of various different features. And we've all built machine learning tooling professionally for many years. We're really excited to solve this problem. And in next steps, we're going to be building out that MVP, partnering with our design partners, and growing this business to hopefully 1 million, if not even further than that, within the next couple months. Our ask of you, if you know any businesses that fit our target profile of 50 to 100 million ARR who need a little bit of help kickstarting their sales team, please put us in contact with them. We'd love to speak with them and hopefully help them out. Thank you.
Any questions for the room? We'll start here and then here. Yeah.
Can you describe your onboarding process for a $100 million company? What's involved? What do you have to do?
Yeah, so as we mentioned before, the first step is to ingest all of their internal documentation, data. A lot of times it's code examples, and a lot of the existing examples that they already have. The reason why we pick that target customer to start with is because they have that data, but chances are, because they're so busy, it's so messy. It's all over the place, it's hard to find, and it's really difficult to start there. We also want to start simple, where basically the initial product that we have is the chatbot, and that just reads the documentation that we have, but it's still internal. As we get better with these models, we can start to build the confidence and build our safety engine to actually showcase this information in live demos in real time. So. Oh, to train the model. No. Oh, to do the onboarding. Oh, right. And so, yeah. And so, yeah.
So from the customer end, we don't really actively need a lot of participation from them on the system. We want them to provide their documentation. So if they already have technical documentation, which is largely the case in technical companies selling technical products because it's a requirement, we just ingest those because we will have the right integrations, particularly if their code bases are in the standard format, in the standard libraries. That is not a human task, that is just integration task. And on top of that, the sales pipeline, whichever tool they're using, we'll be able to export all that content and ingest in the system. So largely speaking, this is a very, very automated process with some person from the organization involved in it, but not necessarily actively training our system.
Yeah, so it looked like during your demo, you had a primarily chat interface. Have you thought about having the tool listen in during the sales call?
Yes, absolutely. We have considered the option because it's open to integrations on all the ends. So we are ingesting data with different integrations. We are also outputting system to different sources, which means while someone is communicating with the system is really just an engine. So we have a layer on top of Zoom with which during the call that data is coming in, flowing in through the system, making prompts available for the customer, for the sales engineer to actually respond into it. And similarly, it's not just limited to Zoom or any channel because it's an open pipeline. That API can be called by any additional integration, which would be flagged for a lot of companies.
Hi, guys. Thanks a lot. I just have a question about your solution. It looked like it's more of an assistive experience. So a sales rep would ask the question, how are you thinking about the workflow? Is it something that they would do during their training? Is it something they would do while they're during the demo if they immediately think about something they don't know?
Yeah.
And how do you think about solution defensibility?
Yeah. So our product actually covers the entire timeline of the sales period. So maybe I can give you an example. I was the director of engineering doing all this stuff. And so there were 3 time points where I had questions. One is directly with the sales partner at a few calls. And so that is clearly in the real-time experience that we talked about. The second part is I want to know how Opendoor's data fits on Databricks. And this usually requires a custom demo, usually with some interaction, maybe with our own data. And this is hard. This is hard for a lot of reasons, a lot of security, customization, different environment settings. And so this is a big value add that we add in terms of defensibility because we will be developing a solution that's particular to this. The third one, we had a description of this, but basically after Databricks talks to Opendoor, they give me a static PDF. And then I'm off to the races, basically. I'm looking at AWS, I'm looking at Google BigQuery, I'm looking at Databricks. Me and my engineers, we don't have time to talk to salespeople. We're just going there and developing stuff, right? And so what we can provide them is not just a PDF, but a custom landing page that has demos that are generated automatically, videos that can be searched through the archive, as well as another chat assistant to answer any other technical questions we have. In order to do this is hard. And I think that is defensible.